They like to reschedule a lot, don't they?
Yeah. Hey, everybody, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. We got the legend, one of the greatest fighters ever, Ween Dog is here,
Thank
as
you.
well as Yves Edwards. My man Yves is in the house. You know what's crazy, Yves, man? Like, you know, I think we're pretty good friends. I consider you a really good friend, actually. And,
Thanks.
you know, I know you as a comic and as a funny person, as a broadcaster. I know you as a fighter, too. But last night I went down the rabbit hole of watching Yves Edwards fights. And I think you're such a nice guy that people forget how much of a badass you are. It was amazing, dude. It was amazing. I was like, holy shit, man. You've had so many wars. I don't think you've ever been in a boring fight.
I appreciate that. I think I've been in at least one boring fight.
Which fight? What like the Ferguson fight? Was that what you say was the most boring?
No, that one was fun. Darren Cruikshank, that was a boring fight.
Now, I mean, you fought Tony Ferguson. Did you think back then that this guy could one day be the champion or be as good as he is now?
I mean, going into that fight, of course, I think I'm gonna crush the guy, right? And then, but after the fight, like, yeah, it was one of those things, though. I mean, yeah, the potential definitely existed, and I recognize that. He had a win over me. It was a unanimous decision, but at the same time, there were just some things about his personality that was like, well, it's possible, but I don't really see it. But like a couple fights later, you know, that's kind of when you really kind of saw it, because I was just his second fight in the UFC. He'd won the Ultimate Fighter, then he fought Aaron Riley. And he stopped Aaron Riley. I think he broke his jaw. And then we fought. And that was his first real test. And I mean, he won the fight. He did real well. But, like, he wasn't anywhere near where he is now. But there was potential there. But, I mean, everybody comes into the UFC with potential, you know?
Right.
It's what are you going to do when you get to that spot? A lot of people think the UFC is the ultimate goal. And when they get there, you see guys all the time, I made it. I'm in the UFC. I've made it. Bro, you just starting. Like, you know? So it's one of those situations.
At the end of that fight, you thought you won that fight, though. Because when they announced the decision, I could tell that you thought you won the fight, right?
I thought I won. But when I heard 30-27, I knew he won the round that he stunned me, and I do think that was the first. I was pretty confident that he won that round. But when I heard 30-27, if I'm guaranteed that somebody won a round, I know which way it's going.
Right.
And I heard two 30-27s, and I was just like, there's no way he won 3 rounds. So I was a little more disgusted with the scoring than I was with I did think I won the fight, but my reaction was disgust with the scoring, because I was like, there's no way I lost every round. There's no fucking way. I still get passionate about that kind of thing.
Hold on. So what's the name's trying? Yeah. Now, Tyler, you didn't get my text, brother?
What text?
Coming in at 12:30.
No. You can text me.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, you loser.
Yeah, because we got Vince also.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh,
see you guys.
No, you saw it, right? So I'm not tripping.
No, yeah, I just saw it.
Oh, cool.
God damn it.
Come back at 12:30.
I just woke up like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, I'll good. I'll good.
Yeah, I'll come back at 12:30. See ya.
No problem.
Take it easy, Tyler.
Another one of your. I mean, first of all, there was something I saw on YouTube yesterday, which I never even knew. It said, "Watch Yves Edwards beat 3 guys in one day," and you're fighting in like a high school gym. It looks like there's a volleyball tournament in the background. There's like dodgeball, and you're fist fighting 3 different guys. You beat all 3 fucking jacked white guys. What the hell was that? Does that even count? Like what was that?
It's not on my record. It was this tournament in Houston called the Dungo. Rich Clemente did it. Some Carlo Prater did it. I think a bunch of guys from the Houston, Louisiana area did it. But the crazy thing about that is I had one more fight scheduled, and I was just like, I saw there were 2 guys fighting. They were both bigger than me. One guy was probably about $195. At the time, I was a lot smaller. I was probably walking around like 160. But there's a guy probably like $185, and then this huge dude probably like 230, 240. And I had just fought 3 times already, and I was thinking to myself, man, the big guy's probably just gonna lay on him and win, and I don't want to deal with that for the rest of the day. So like, whoever when they were like, winner of this fight fights Yves Edwards in the finals, and I was just like, I don't want to fight that big guy. So like, I'm tired. I don't even care. This doesn't even matter. And so I forfeited, and then the little guy won. And I was like, fuck, I should have fought that guy.
So you actually fought 4 times that night?
I could have, but I didn't. Yeah.
Oh my God. That is, I mean, now do you get paid for that? Who signs you up for that? There were like little kids running around.
Yeah, no, that was a tournament that you paid to enter. So it was
And there was no gloves.
there was no gloves, but like you weren't supposed to punch people in the face, but people did.
There was plenty of punches going on.
Yeah, but not to it was illegal to hit people in the face. But
Oh, okay.
it happened.
It was in 1999, and it was like who were your coaches? How did someone just bring you to that tournament? Like somebody said, hey, you're gonna fight 3 different guys. Do you even win any money if you win, or was there any kind of?
I don't even remember. You won some big trophy, and I don't remember if there was money on the line or not. But it couldn't have been worth it because I only had one more fight to fight, and I could have won the money. So it just wasn't enough to be worth it.
I was watching that, going, holy shit.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was awesome. And then there was another fight you had where you were wearing knee pads, but not like regular knee pads. You were wearing like hockey knee pads.
Yeah, that was a Pancras rules fight in Dallas. Guy Metzger put it on. He had he was the king of Pancras at the time, I believe, or at least he was fighting in Pancras. This was back when Pancras was very different. I think Pancras is more MMA now, but it used to be. I mean, it was MMA, but it had these weird rules where like you could grab the ropes if you were like in a submission, and you could grab the rope and get released from the submission, but you had 3 of those. You can only do that 3 times. You know? And you wore shin guards and Boss was the king of Pancras. I used to watch all of those fights, and Guy Metzger and those guys used to fight there. He got it set up in Texas where we could do that. And I fought this guy named Todd Justice. And he's actually one of the guys in the other video you talked about. I think the second guy that I fought in that video, he came because he thought he was supposed to beat me. And that fight in the shin guards happened first. And he thought he was supposed to beat me. So he came back to do it again. So I choked him again.
He was mad. I mean, you could tell, like, you kept kicking him in the stomach, and you could tell he was angry and just charging you. You might have been the only black guy in the whole building. And it was like they just kept lining up white guys to beat you up. It was crazy.
Yeah, that I don't know. It was fun though. I don't know. They the thing about the shin guards, the Pancras rules one, that was a real setup. So Guy Metzger brought all these guys from the Lions Den, right? And they were all in one corner, and then all these other guys. And I'd fought in this building a couple months before. A guy had told my coach and some other people that he didn't really know me at the time. He can just kick. He's not very good. He can't do everything else, right? And so everybody in my locker room was supposed to lose, and everybody in the Lions Den locker room was supposed to win. But I was the only guy in my locker. I was the first fight, and I was the only guy in my locker room to win. Everybody else lost.
Wow. No, I mean, those were like, so do you, I mean, I think about like your life, man, you've seen it all. There's nothing like can really surprise you at this point. I mean, when you're fighting in high school gyms, like full contact for no money. I mean, you're like our real man's man, you know?
Bro, I gotta send you a clip, a highlight. My very first highlight video has some fights from the things you're talking about, but has a bunch of other fights. I fought in like rodeo arenas in Fort Worth, where the ring is out in the middle of the rodeo arena, so we're walking across the dirt to get to the ring. I fought a couple of wrestlers there. Shoot, Frank Trigg was on that card. Frank Trigg fought on those things, some of those things too.
Wow.
In Dallas.
I still think Frank Trigg's the most underrated fighter. I think he just ran into Matt Hughes, but he was a good fighter, and he was good at everything. He just had some bad luck, you know, just one of those guys that just had some bad luck along the ways. And he's a good ref. He's a good overall guy. Then I didn't even know you fought Masvidal.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I mean, that was much more recent than this, but that was probably like 2004.
And you were beating Masvidal, and then he just caught you with a head kick.
Fight. You know what about that fight? Early in that fight, see, Masvidal at that time, he had fought some MMA fights, but really watching training for him, and I knew of him. I had met him a couple of times. We hung out a little bit in Costa Rica a couple months before that. But he was just known as the street fighter, right? He had skills. Like I gave him that for sure. At the time, he had skills. But I never really – and I see him throw some low kicks, but I didn't think kicking was a part of his game. He threw a head kick early in that fight. And it was just like – it was really messed up for me because I remember thinking, I've never seen him do that. Like, that's not a factor I've even brought to this table. So, like, that's really screwing with me. And it's just kind of messed up that that's how he ended the fight. Because, honestly, I'm like, I wonder if I would have prepared for that if a fight would have gone longer, if I had just expected that because it just wasn't on my radar. Even though he did it once early in the fight, I don't feel like I prepared for it like that. And I'm not saying I would have won, but I'm just saying, like, wouldn't he have still caught me with the same technique?
But not to be a guy who knows anything, but wouldn't you prepare for head kicks anyway? Isn't that something you prepare for?
It's something that you recognize, but like literally when you're preparing for a guy, you want to take away his strengths, right? And yeah, that's I mean, of course, because if he threw the first head kick and I didn't block it, then I could say that. I mean, not even could say it. I could say it, but I would be an asshole. But I could say I didn't even consider that. You know, I didn't consider it, but I was aware of these things. I knew it was a possibility and it could happen, right? But just coming out of that guy who has good hands, and I've never seen him throw a kick above his waist ever before. So I'm just like, it doesn't register. And I mean, I think he probably threw like 3 of them, and the third one caught me. But like, I blocked the other ones, you know, because I'm aware of those things. I just wonder if I didn't read it properly because I wasn't expecting that out of him.
Vince, how do you have $100,000 worth of equipment and you can't get Zoom working?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Like,
you got a green screen and everything. Man.
Dude, the link that you sent me was like broken, bro. It kept saying like invalid.
The reason it worked.
That's what happened to me last time.
Oh, but it worked for everybody else this time.
It's because that link is meant for the phone.
Worked this time too, so I don't know.
So
but I tried it on my phone and on my PC, and it wasn't working for either.
We got Vinc Pichel. You know Vince, right, Yves?
What up, Yves?
Yeah. We've trained together a couple times too.
Long time no see, brother.
What was it like training with Vince?
I taught Vince the perfect shit technique. I taught him how to poop properly.
I think I told Otto about it too.
What, you don't know how to shit?
No,
tell me about that, dude. I need some of that.
You can't not tell us the perfect shit technique. What happened here?
Okay, so what you do is you sit on the toilet and you relax your anus.
Yep.
And blow your nose.
Just blow your nose?
That's it. But you have to keep your butthole relaxed the whole time.
You do this every time you take a shit?
No, but when I need to, it comes through. It's handy. Isn't
you
it
ever
handy?
Had those times when you gotta you need to go, but you got one of those shits that just lasts forever, man?
Every single time,
bro. The sneeze technique.
Wow.
So yeah. No. By the way, thank you for that. Yves, I saw that you were an expert in kung fu, right? Does kung fu work?
No. No. It's good to learn how to be flexible, and you know, I'm sure some of the cool things that I've done, or one of the cool things that I've done at some point, kung fu maybe helped just a little bit. It's like an ingredient in a recipe. You know, you could do without it, but if you have it, it makes it a little bit better. So maybe that's the case, but like, does it work? No, it doesn't work. It's garbage. It's foolishness.
Not unless you're fighting someone that also knows the same technique of kung fu. And
yeah,
then it looks cool. And then it looks cool.
It might take longer, and then you walk around like doing all these hand motions that really aren't effective at all.
But isn't Chuck Norris
telling somebody how badass you are?
Norris like a black belt in kung fu, and he was like the man.
Chuck Norris, though, he used to do kickboxing. He did kickboxing.
Is he a taekwondo?
No, it was karate. It was full contact karate. And so he actually been in fights, you know.
Right. Okay, so
and he's a black belt from from Machado's, Carlos Machado.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a just black belt too.
I also read, Vince, you never wore a gi in your life.
I've worn gi like 2 times probably, but not for jiu-jitsu. I've done it for judo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I had a judo instructor, Cliff, who was an Olympic judo guy at Big John's when I trained at Big John's when I was open, when I first started training, and he would teach me some judo.
And then you never wore a gi, Yves?
I have worn a gi. Probably
Yves wears a gi.
15, 15, 20 times in my life. I don't like training in the gi. I've never trained in it like seriously and competitively or really try to get better. I put a gi on, and any purple belt with good gi chokes and knows how to control the gi will give me a hard time. Probably catch me with, especially with some of those collar things. But yeah, I don't like the gi. I don't like how it slows down my game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like grappling in mud.
Yeah. And I feel like if you could grab my sleeve, I should be able to punch you in the face. That should just be fair.
Those are my kinds of rules too.
Now I got
punch
to
wrestling?
now. There's a story that Baz Rutten was a big hero of yours, and after one of your fights, he invited you in his car, and it changed your life.
Oh, what happened
fight
to
is
this
on
car,
YouTube.
Yves, huh?
That fight is on YouTube, man. So Boss was talking to one of my coaches. He was in communication with one of my coaches. He was coming to Houston, and I was supposed to fight in Dallas the same night. And the promoter that I was going to fight for, at one point he'd paid me. He did not pay me properly, what was agreed upon, and he snuck out of the place before we could get a hold of him. But anyway,
The comedy show.
I was going to go back up there. He claimed that he was going to, give me the money that he owed and then pay me again. I was like, I'll go up there, but I'm not going to fight until he pays me. Anyway, Boss is coming to town, and I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to go up to Dallas because my Boss Rutten is my hero, and I want to meet him. So I go to the arena where Boss is going to be at, and I walk in the room, and I'm like, hey, if anybody doesn't, they were doing a rules meeting. I'm like, I brought my stuff, and this is in 1999. In Texas, when you could just do this kind of thing. And I just walked into the fighter rules meeting. I was like, if anybody doesn't have an opponent, I'll fight him. I just walk in there with my bag. And probably like 20 minutes later, my roommate comes up to me and he's like, hey, did you see the guy you're fighting? And I'm like, no. And he's like, man, he's like 6'2". He's jacked. He's big. And I was just like, okay. And Boss was like, Yves, you go out there and you win this fight, I'm going to be like, if you go out there and you lose this fight, I'm going to be like, fuck these people. They don't understand what it means to get in there, what it takes. So it doesn't matter to, just go and do your thing. Have fun. Anyway, I just light this dude up with leg kicks. And and he quits, ultimately. He quits. And then Boss jumps in. Boss corners me. And he jumps in the ring. He picks me up. And he trots me around the ring, and then he goes in this guy's face, and he like wiggles me in his face like nana boo boo. And then that night we go out. I hang out with Boss Rutten and Marco Huas, and we go to some clubs in Houston off of Richmond. I can't remember the name of the club, but Dan Severn was in town for some reason also, and him and Marco. Boss didn't like that. I don't think Boss liked Dan Severn because he was just like, "What's that motherfucker doing in here?" And he was like kind of angst. And he I don't know. I really believe that he was going to go try to start a fight with Dan Severn in the club.
Wow. Who do you think would have won?
Can you imagine?
It's Boss and Marco Huas in a street fight against Dan Severn. Dan Severn's going to lose.
I know, but just Dan versus Baz.
In a street fight? Probably Boss.
Because
In the cage, probably Dan Severn.
Because Krav Maga and all that stuff. And
No, just like Boss.
Boss is creative and he'll use his environment.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. He'll throw a
He's
fucking
that
chair
kind
in
of
your face.
guy.
He'll bash
Like
you with a
Dan
fucking
Severn's
chair.
just going to try to wrestle him and
Yeah.
take him down and slam him on the ground. Boss is going to pick up a speaker and drop it on his head.
Speaker.
I can see Davern just being like, or Severn just coming at him like that, and then Boss just fucking grabbing something, just like, Ping!
Yep.
Now, Vince,
Like his
you
little
got
bar fight
arrested.
video.
Now, Vince, you got arrested 12 times before you were the age of 23 for street fights. Were you a fair street
I
fighter,
probably
or
got
did
arrested
you use your environment?
You bite
Oh, no,
people.
I used weapons, bro. Like I was small, so if there was like a bigger dude, or if it was it was typically like a rumble that I was in, so there was like multiple people fighting, I would grab shit and bash people. I honestly had a hockey stick that I cut in half. That was like 2 foot long sticks that I kept in the back of my trunk. And when we got into rumbles, I would go through crowds and hack legs.
What are
You
you,
would
a
just
Ninja
see people
Turtle?
drop behind me, huh?
You like a fucking Donatello, the Ninja Turtle? Like, what are you?
No, but it was just fun for me because I don't know. I never liked just fighting one-on-one. I just like attacking whoever the fuck came around me. You know what I mean? I just like attacking.
What is the biggest instigator of all these fights? Like, what was the cause of them?
Just high school bullshit, dude. Fighting with like we were skater punks fighting with jocks, and then they would talk shit. We'd be at the same party, and then like it would just be like 50 people in a parking lot fighting, and it would just be rumbles.
You ever use
Pretty
your
fun.
skateboard?
Yeah, I've bashed people with skateboards. I actually, in Samuel, was the reason why you couldn't bring skateboards to school anymore because I fucked some kid up with mine. We were like,
but then that ruined your skateboard, no?
nah, I hit him with my trucks. But like, I split his fucking head open, like all the way top of his head and then down the side to his ear. And they called the cops and shit. And the only reason why I got away with it is because, like, I was small. It was like I think it was ninth grade. And I think it was like 5'2" or 5'4" in ninth grade, right? I was tiny. And this dude was like already 6 feet tall. And he was picking on me in like PE. So I was like, I'm going to fuck you, dude. I'm going to attack you. Just wait, motherfucker. And then between classes, I like shoved him to his locker. And he got me in a headlock, was like, you little fucking punk, I'll kick your ass. You can use your skateboard. And I was like, okay. So I took my backpack off and I fucking whacked him. And then like he went down. And then I just walked to class, right? Because the shit was over. And then I got called to the office. And they're like, what the fuck? And the cops came. They're like, what happened? And I was like, well, he told me I could use my skateboard. Like, I explained everything. They're like, did you say you could use a skateboard? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, really? He's like, yeah. And I was like, told you, I fucking used it.
Oh.
And they're like, all right. And that's the only thing that saved me. Like, that's the thing that got me out of it the whole time.
What kind of
He admitted.
What kind of school is that? Well, you said he could hit you with the skateboard, so he did. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what kind of?
Well, it wasn't like malicious. Like I just came up to him and hit him. Like we were in a fight, and he was like, "You could use a skateboard." So I was like, "Okay." And I fucking.
What kind of idiot would tell
him.
the other guy, his opponent, he could use a skateboard? Like,
I don't know, but I took advantage of that.
big
shit.
confident guy.
Hard.
Yep.
I swing that thing hard too with all my might, bro. Like all my 5 feet 4 inches of might, I swing that shit. Woof.
oh my god,
Man, I love the fact that like fighting solves everything. I don't care what anybody says.
It really does.
I love how in the state of Washington, like there's a mutual combat law. Like
yeah.
if Vince and I are walking down the street and we don't know each other and we bump into each other and then we start like jawing, like we could just agree to fight. You want to fight?
fight?
Yeah, motherfucker, I'll fight. And then we can just fight. And the cops will be there and they'll just stand there and watch.
Gentleman's duel, like from the 1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why that dude Phoenix Jones used to walk around in that or Phoenix Jones. I don't know his real name.
yeah,
That was his
Phoenix, I
superhero
think he got
name.
busted for like meth or something. I think.
Oh my god,
Honestly,
dude!
he
I know
was
you're
the
talking
guy-
about. I totally forgot about that shit, bro.
Yeah, he was the guy that dressed up as a superhero, but I think he turned evil.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when like Superman went bad or something. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's what happened. With
Wasn't it? I thought it was like when what was that? I thought it was like one of those teen movies came out, and then he started doing that shit.
Oh right.
Yeah, Kick-Ass.
Yeah, Kick-Ass. Wasn't it Kick-Ass?
Yeah. Yeah. But I think he got arrested for something crazy. Joe, if you can look that up, what Phoenix Jones got arrested for, because it's something where like not very superhero like. Now I got to ask you, Yves, one of your fights when you knocked out Jeremy Stevens, you're the first guy to do it. It looked like, did you know his strategy was just going to be come at you and just fucking bang at you?
I mean, he throws big shots. You know what I mean? And he didn't put things in combination back then. He would just kind of wing it and throw these big lunging loping shots. So style-wise, it was just a bad matchup for him, you know? Kind of the same thing with Cowboy Cerrone, but Cowboy just like leg kicked him. Like
Yeah, he was like
For
jab
me-
hook, leg kick him.
Yeah, for me, it's just like it's easy to avoid things. I've always been that kind of kid, you know. I grew up in the Bahamas. I spent a lot of my time like I don't know. It's just very different. Growing up in the Bahamas, like we would just hang out, play ball in the middle of the street, climb trees and eat. Like we'd sit in mango trees and just hang out with our friends, pretend it's a spaceship, and eat mangoes all day. Like literally, just eat mangoes off the tree all day. So
I don't think that's what it is, though.
We used to play
Honestly,
these
Yves, I think you just have an ability, bro. I think you just have an ability.
Wait, so
Like,
you
But that's
knocked
what I
out
mean.
Jeremy
Like
Stevens
I think
it's
it
one of those just
developed.
natural abilities. Like Yves' mind, he has like a cunning mind, right? So like his fighting, like he excelled at fighting because of his mind, right? Like Yves, the way he thinks, like you'd see it in the way he fights. Like he has a different mindset when he fights. Like he's very creative. He's always
Wait, but
constantly
you knocked
thinking
out
of
Jeremy
things.
Stevens because you were in a mango tree as a kid? I don't know. I don't understand.
Well, just all of those things kind of came together. We used to play these games. Like we play this game we call it socking, right? Where we'd take like it'd probably be like
Bar
We
soap
know
and
that.
socking.
bar soap and a sock and beat each other.
no.
I thought it was
It's like-
stalking.
it's
Like,
pretty
we know that
violent.
stalking.
It's
That's
like-
right.
We start with like anywhere from 6 to 15, 20 boys, right? 20, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old boys. We stand around and one guy will take a tennis ball and throw it up into the air, right? And then people will run away. Some people will stay in the middle. But as soon as it comes down, whoever catches it, you can throw it at anybody as hard as you want, right? So like we used to play this game, and we used to play all these kinds of games. We used to play a game
The
called
King of the Hill
Souse where
dodgeball.
you it's like dodgeball where you throw the ball against the wall and you can catch it. You have to catch it with one hand, And if you don't catch it, or if it touches you, you have to touch the wall before someone else can grab it and hit you with it, right? So all these little things that kind of add up.
Before.
So like we'd play those games, and like people would throw the ball at me and be like 6-8 feet away, and I'd be able to dodge, or they'd be a little further than that, and I would catch the ball and throw it back at them. But like I think like playing those kinds of games kind of develop like reflexes and whatnot, you know. So like being in a fight, I was able to see things. I feel like I was able to see things, especially after training for it. I'd be able to see things, and also you learn how to read bodies. You know, Vince. If I would have stand in front of Vince and just move my hips, he could tell you exactly what technique I was going to throw. You know, he could look at me and go, "That's a jab. That's a right kick. Oh, you're going to switch kick." You know, so you read these things really quickly, and then I think between
situational experience,
developing the skills of fighting and having this background as a kid and playing these little games, you know, I think those things come together and they help my fighting style.
It did seem like you had the shorter punch against Jeremy Stevens. Like you guys were both punching, but you were throwing straight punches. He was throwing looping punches. And usually the guy who lands first is going to win that fight. Am I correct?
Yeah, I'm really proud of that one too, though, because like technically, he throws the big right hand, and as he's throwing it, I'm weaving under it, and the punch goes over my head as I'm throwing my right hook at his. And it's like, and you see it, like I'm looking it in, like my eyes are on it, my hands up, everything's right. I was really proud of that moment. I still am when I watch it.
Want to hear a funny story?
That was like a perfect like duck hook right there.
By the way, Phoenix Jones was arrested for selling MDMA and cocaine.
Okay.
Oh, that's all? Nah.
Not much of a superhero there. So,
maybe that's why I feel like a superhero. He's all fucking jacked up.
You know what's crazy? That mango story reminded me of. We used to play Butts Up. It was called, where you throw a tennis ball against a wall, and then if you try to get it, if you drop it, you got to run against the wall, and someone throws the ball at you, right? Sort of similar to that. So there was this bully in my school in 3rd grade, Matt Kraft. He was the toughest kid in the school. Like he was tall, skinny. I think he was like, his parents left him. Everyone was scared of Matt Kraft. I was a horrible at throwing. I played baseball. I could never get the ball from 3rd base to 1st base. I was 3rd base. But for some reason, Matt Kraft fucking did it. I threw the ball and hit him right on his head. Like, and everyone's like, ooh. So he comes running towards me, and all my friends just get the fuck out of the way. He like parts all the kids. And he runs at me, and I had been watching wrestling my whole life, WWE. So I put him in a headlock, and then just started like punching him like this, and then it got broken up, and everyone's like,
did you like stomp too when you had him in the headlock? Were you like,
I was just punching him, and everyone's like, Adam Greenberg beat up Matt Kraft. Like the whole school knew it, right? And so then everyone's like people are like picking me up, and I'm like the hero, but he's like, after school, you're dead. So I'm like, fuck, right? I'm thinking like after school, like I thought I got lucky, right?
You're like,
so
I already beat you. I thought it was over.
Yeah, I thought it was over. So I walk out, and then I'm with like 3 of my friends. He comes running at me, walking towards me. Everyone just leaves me. I'm like, thanks. My friends left me again. And then I just like was like, fuck it. And I just double legged them and started like ground and pounding them, right? And but then I'm like, I couldn't believe I was actually doing this to Matt Kraft again. So I got up. I'm like, fight's over, right? Because I was like, quit while you're ahead. So then I walk off, and then he gets up, and he just kicks me in my ass as I'm walking away. And then his sister came and kicked me in my ass. So I got him and his sister both kicked me in the ass, right? Who I ended up dating later in life. But anyway, so I walked home, and I cried because I thought I got beat up by Matt Kraft. And I went home. I told my dad. He lifted me up. He gave me a hug. Next day I go to school. I found out that I won the fight. Everyone was like, sometimes like you surprise yourself. Have you ever surprised yourself in a fight, Vince?
I have actually. I've surprised myself a few times in fights, but not like in the fight. Later on when I watch it, I'm like, oh fuck, I did that. You know, like I've had a few moments like that.
Is that when you flexed Njokuani?
No, that was kind of a bad one for me because I wish I knocked him out in the second round. I kind of wish I would have just Mark hunted and just stood up and walked away because I would have got a knockout probably out of that. But I fucking woke him back up hitting him. But I've had moments where like I don't know where. I could think of one in Njokuani where I was fighting him, where I was kind of playing a jab game with him, but I was like jabbing and dodging his jabs, and I couldn't really see. I was just kind of like, it was just kind of instinct at that point. But I don't know, for the most part, it's just instinctual stuff that I just kind of do, and I can't really describe besides like I'm throwing a punch and then I block as I'm throwing, or someone like I throw overly like a overhook, or I overly throw my weight into a right hand and I lean too much. You know what I mean? And then instead of me getting caught, I slip it or my other hand comes up. You know what I mean? Like reactional stuff like that. Like that's kind of stuff I surprise myself with sometimes.
Yeah. Now, there was one fight I was watching yours, Yves, against Oliveira. You beat the living shit out of this guy, but he would not. They wouldn't like. You must have hit that. That fight could have been stopped 80 times, and he would not go away. How frustrating is that for you as a fighter to just beat
Not
somebody
frustrating
up?
at all.
Really?
Mario Yamasaki was the ref. That's why he didn't go away.
Oh my God.
He was getting beat up. But how hard is it, hey Vince? How much energy does it take to beat somebody up? Right.
It takes a lot, and it takes.
No,
even
I mean
more
when you're just beating a guy, when you've trained for a guy and you're just lighting him up. Like how much
Yeah.
energy does that take? It doesn't take much then, you know?
Oh yeah, no. When you're like relaxed, no. But I've had moments where like I'll rock people, and then I'm like fuck, and then I blow my wad. You know, like those kinds of. I was thinking that's what you're talking about. I was like fuck, I've done that.
Honestly, I haven't had that for a long time. I had it once when I was fighting for a guillotine and I like burned my arms out. But because I came up boxing, I really didn't have that. Like my fight with Aaron Riley, I hit him with some shots. I was just lighting him up, but like just kind of staying behind the jab and just creating your openings off of that jab. That really helps. Or that helped me a lot. But yeah, I've never had one of those moments where I'm like, where I've hurt a guy and then I go after him and I don't finish him and then I'm tired because I've never done that. I've never like just poured it on, not finished. Yeah. No, actually with Riley, I poured it on, but I wasn't finished because like just throwing that jab, staying on the outside, picking my shots, hitting him with big stuff. And there are times when I just need a breather, but I never felt like just drained afterwards. Or I felt that blood pump in my arms that slowed me down.
By the way, I forgot to tell you guys.
Yeah.
So McCorkle is going to be calling in, and he's doing a McCorkle minute where he's doing a comedy routine roasting fighters for
a
6
minute?
minutes. So let's not interrupt him when he goes into his routine.
Okay.
But he's been working very hard on it. But your fight against Cody McKenzie, Yves, you had him out, and the ref wasn't stopping it, and then you started flapping him around, like showing the ref this guy's out. Right? Is that what was going on?
No, he was that. I think that was just his body convulsing. Like he was unconscious. You know, I was telling the ref that he was out, but yeah, I think that might have done something to him, man. Seriously, I think he had like no oxygen to his brain for a couple of seconds, and it was enough to, because I don't think he's been the same ever since. I think he was a little bit off before that, but I think he really kind of fell off and kind of.
Were you worried that you might kill him?
No, because if he the second he stopped moving, I would have let him go.
Right.
That dude Cody, you talk about Cody McKenzie, right? That dude,
Yeah.
I feel like he was like such, damn, I hate to say it, but like kind of a waste of talent, man. Like that dude was so good and he had so much potential, but he kind of just like fucked it off partying and doing his own shit. You know what I mean?
Well, he would come into the octagon wearing basketball shorts and like not having a mouthpiece. Or just,
Well, it wasn't that, but that dude would be like walking out to the cage with a beer in his hand kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He didn't like put it. I don't know. He was just one of those guys that was really good at it. He was like a Michael Phelps, right? He's like super good at it, but he's like not that interested, right? He's like one of those.
Yeah,
kinds
I mean,
of guys.
you could probably do that in Alaska, though. You know?
Yeah, that's true. Now he can't fuck.
Yeah, I mean, imagine he would have got a good at other moves as good as he was in like the guillotine, right? Imagine, because it seemed like he relied on the guillotine almost every time he fought.
He did, but honestly, he didn't really have to rely on anything else because that thing is so good. Like
but it didn't work against a lot of guys. Though. A lot of guys figured that out. Like
that's true, but it's still a really good thing. Like
it's hard to
it's a
striker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take you down, so like we're not tied up.
Yeah, it's different.
Now against Josh Thompson, because he was known as being the punk and kind of being, shit talking and cocky. Was there animosity in that fight?
I like Josh. We knew we were going to fight before that, but like I saved my shit talking for after the fight. I don't know if you watched that fight. It's on Fight Pass, I'm sure. But if you watch the post-fight interview, it's like what I had to say to Joe. It was like, I really wanted to win this fight. I'm sure Josh wanted to also. We both prayed to God. God just likes me better.
Oh fuck.
Then I know some of your fights you walked out with a do-rag, and other fights you walked out with a cowboy hat.
Yeah, no, I actually never walked out, but I did have a bandana on, like like what's that? The cowboy thing where they rob banks and shit.
Right.
Yeah, the robber mask, like a little
Yeah,
robber
the robber
mask.
mask. So I've done that before.
Was that because you grew up in Texas and then you wanted to have a cowboy hat?
So the first time I did that, so okay, here's the thing.
How's the Texas coming out of him? It is starting to get to him.
This is where the cowboy hat happened, right? So the girl I was dating at the time, we had to go. We were going to this what was it, a junior league meeting, and she was like, no, she was trying to network, right? And she's like, no, it's a really good thing, networking, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. So I was like, I don't really want to go to this thing, man, because it's Texas. It's a bunch of cowboys, you know, oil people, and so I was like, I'm not feeling that. She asked me to go, so I was like, all right. So we go to Cavender's. I buy some boots and I buy a hat, right? And remember we're in Texas and the whole belt buckle thing. So all these dudes, I'm like, are these kind of guys that are gonna show up with big belt buckles? She's like, yeah. I was like, all right. So I took one of my title belts and I wore that all night.
Hell yeah.
So I went in there with my cowboy hat, wearing a suit, and then this big championship belt, and everybody wanted to talk to me about it. It was fun, but like it was not my vibe. It wasn't my crew, you know. It wasn't my people.
So you were like the original Little Nas X.
That was just his party trick for the party.
Yeah, without
Hilarious.
the limp wrist.
Without
Right,
the
the limp
Hey.
wrist. That's a nice way to say it.
It was. I'm gonna take off. All right, guys. It was nice
Okay.
talking to you. I gotta take a shit so bad right now.
So you know.
Yeah, don't forget to sneeze.
Oh, I'm actually gonna try that this time. But thank you
I
guys.
hope you
Nice
don't have a
talking
lot
to
of
you.
water in your bowl, man.
Remember,
You need some splashback.
Relax your butthole and blow your nose.
Just relax your
All right,
butt,
all right.
like you're about to let it just fall out, and then
I'm gonna
just
live
sneeze.
stream it on Twitch. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, later.
Now, Vince, what music do you walk out to?
I used to walk out to Slipknot, but now I walk out to Highway to Hell by AC/DC.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I changed it. The Slipknot song was like for me, and then like when I walked out, I could tell people were like, "What the fuck is this crazy shit?" You know what I mean? And then I was like, "All right, let's fucking change it."
Yeah.
I was talking, and I was actually talking to my coach, and because he's been trying to, he wanted me to use like Bad to the Bone and shit, and I was like, I don't know, like I like George Thorogood in that song, but nah. I was like, I like
Tyler,
Highway to Hell more.
Tyler, what did you walk out to?
My first fight, I walked out to Lamb of God, which is like it was
That was
great.
like my Slipknot song.
Dude, when Vince cornered me, I put in a Revolution song, which is like a chill, like
Yeah, it's like a
summer
reggae.
band. Like
a
it was a
reggae
cool,
kinda.
good song called Celebration. Like, all right, let's go. It's supposed to be all happy. They fucking played Fetty Wap.
Did you know that shit happened to me in one of my fights too? I was fighting for Respect in the Cage, I think, in Pomona, and shit, what's that little guy? Damn, what's that? Not Andre 3000. What's the other little guy that was in the Black Eyed Peas?
Black Eyed
Will I Am?
Yeah, Will I Am. Will I Am was like the DJ, guest DJ, or whatever that night, right?
Oh shit.
So I had my music. I'm like, hey, who do I give my entrance music to? I need this song to come out when I come out, so motherfuckers know it's me, right? They're like, oh, he's the DJ. Give it to him. And I was like, he looks familiar. I was like, is he like I'm like, who is that guy? I'm like, oh, that's Will I Am. Yada yada. And I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, all right. So I went up to him. I was like, hey, like, here's my music. Like, when I walk out, can you play this? And he like didn't even stick his arm out or nothing. And then I was like, here's my music. And I kind of like shoved it into him, bro. Like, here's my fucking music, dude. Like, play this when I walk out. I'm the fifth fight. Like, play this when I walk out. And fucking nothing, right? Some dude grabs it. I walk out. They ended up playing like some like straight up mariachi music when I start walking out. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on
I
here,
would have
dude?
rather had that, dude. I would have rather had some banging mariachi music
Dude.
coming out, dude.
I know, but I just like, what the fuck? That's after. I'm like, fuck Will I Am. That guy, he probably thought I was trying to give him like my mixtape or something.
So we have the legend with us, a guy who submitted Mark Hunt in 49 seconds, a guy who is a college basketball player, a great father, the man, the myth, the legend. He has his own fight promotion where he has pillow fights with women.
That's
Sean
awesome.
McCorkle, how are you, man?
Doing all right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how's everything going?
I'm all right, man. I was looking at my little face in the camera here, actually my big face. And like, I know the camera like adds 10 pounds, but holy shit, I look like I ate like 5 cameras. So
If you
I
go
don't know.
if you go up to the top right, this should say the speaker view, and then there's another kind of view, right?
right.
If you press that, you could see all of us.
Oh, I thought you were just going to give me an app to make my face look leaner and skinnier.
Hey man,
No
it's all about
thanks.
perspectives, bro. It's all about
I guess.
perspectives.
It's all
The
back
good
through
news,
Snapchat.
I guess the old, the old saying's true is if you take a bunch of human growth hormone and testosterone and other steroids, and then also eat a bunch of ice cream and other like bread and stuff, that your face will get fucking huge.
Dude, my favorite
Oh,
thing
yeah.
you ever said was when you were fighting Pujanowski, and the guy said, "What? Tell us what you said."
Oh, there's a lot of stuff, but I kept saying I kept saying that it wasn't going to come down to who was better, at striking or wrestling, grappling. It was going to come down to are his steroids better than mine, because we were obviously both running them, and his ended up being better than mine, as it turns out. But they also got really upset with me because I have what appears to be a Nazi tattoo on my chest. It's not a Nazi tattoo, but it's an eagle that covered up my ex-wife's name, which, I always say all I did was cover up the name of one ruthless dictator with a symbol for another. But I covered up her name with an eagle that I thought was a Roman eagle. Turned out it was a Nazi eagle, apparently. I didn't know the Nazis had an eagle, so which I'm a quarter Jewish, so that was great for my grandma to see, who was, full Jew. And my grandfather died at Auschwitz, which was a little weird, for them to be together for that long. But it was his own fault because he fell out of the guard tower.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, so they asked me over there in Poland, of all places. They asked me if it was a Nazi eagle, and I was like, oh no, I'm not a Nazi. I said I do hate gypsies though, just to get that on the record. And I thought gypsy was a lifestyle, like hippie or carny, or apparently it's a race in Poland and a very big one. So
Wow.
I had to apologize, for hating gypsies. I said they like stay on the outskirts of town and try to trick me out of my money, or whatever. I thought it was I didn't know it was a race. I thought it was just like,
Hey, but you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Like that's what everybody knows.
I've seen those fuckers too. I've seen those fuckers too.
Right.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it does happen. They told me they're going to foretell my future. If they would told me my face was going to be this huge, I would have stopped eating carbs a while ago.
But after you beat Pujanowski, you renounced your citizenship, right?
Oh yeah, I knew the crowd was going to cheer for me because Pujanowski's like a national hero over there. So I told him Poland was now my favorite country, even over the U.S., thinking that nobody in the United States was watching or would care because I'm fighting. But that was the headline on MMAfighting.com. McCorkle defeats Pujanowski in first round, declares Poland his favorite country over the United States, and then everybody started hating me and started going off. It was terrible. Yeah, how dare I? But
So how you doing with the whole quarantine, by the way?
I kind of just do what I want, man. I don't really follow the rules per se. I don't really care about the quarantine or whatever. I still go to the store. I still go do what I want. Like me and my girlfriend still go to the park and do whatever we want. And people are usually just too afraid to say anything, I think, to me or whatever. I don't know. It's been all right. I mean, I don't do a lot anyway. I'm kind of a homebody anyway, so it works out.
So we're gonna give you the McCorkle minute, which I can't wait to see. Do you want me to spotlight you so it's just you see yourself, or do you want to see us?
I'd rather see you guys, but I still don't know how to do it. And if you do find that app for a skinnier face, I'd like to find it.
All right. Well,
the one thing
what was that?
What?
They have a fat one. They might have a skinny one.
You would think, right? They got an old one, a young one, or whatever. But
yeah, they do.
The only good news
is just only sell it to Sean.
There you go. There's one called Manly, Body Muscle Editor Pro for Men.
By the way, Sean, just so you know, you obviously know Yves Edwards. You got Yves Edwards here.
Right.
You got Vinc Pichel.
I was disappointed when I saw Yves was on here because, I was thinking, okay, we get it, MMA Roasted. You're not racist. We get it. Is that the best brain for the arts? You remember when Schaub said that, right? I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the funniest person I know, hilarious dude, UFC legend, Bellator legend.
Stop. You're giving me a big head. Stop.
Give it up for Sean McCorkle, everybody. Sean McCorkle.
Yeah. All right. The actual, the UFC and Bellator aren't the only MMA promotions who've had to cancel shows. I read yesterday the PFL announced last week they were canceling their entire 2020 season, which is going to leave literally tens of fans disappointed.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
I know that you're. Wait, did you just get a baby? Baby just appeared on screen. Okay.
Is that a baby?
Speaking of disappointments, not your baby. I mean, the season being canceled. I've been really disappointed, like during this whole coronavirus, honestly, like with not just our politicians, but the citizens as a whole, you know, like how soft this country has gotten. You know, I mean, it hasn't even killed as many people as the regular flu, you know, the coronavirus hasn't. And in a lot of ways, the United States is starting to remind me of, you know, Diego Sanchez. Like, you know, Diego Sanchez, like the United States used to be like a young Diego Sanchez. And we were tough, full of life, optimistic. Now the U.S. is currently like the new Diego Sanchez in 2020. Old, tired, at least half Mexican, and we're being managed by a retard. So, I don't know if you're supposed to say retard, but I actually like Trump. I mean, not as much as Lombard does. Not as much as Hector Lombard loves Trump. I do love Trump. He's mostly because of his comedy. That dude is the funniest dude. Intentionally or otherwise, he's the funniest person I've ever known.
He is pretty great.
Yeah.
He says some funny stuff, but I was happy that he announced, you know, finally a recovery plan. They announced phase 1 of the recovery plan recently. And part of which is they're not going to allow more than 10 people in a room at the same time. I guess that's like part of the deal, like no more than 10 people in a room at the same time. And within 5 minutes, I swear to God, of them announcing that, Brendan Schaub tweeted out that his comedy tour was back on schedule and he'd be out next month. All right. Continuing on the theme of the coronavirus, you know, I saw Trump say the cure can't be worse than the disease, which is true. You know, like you can't have something where, you know, what we do to try to prevent it's going to be worse than what the disease would have done anyway. I'm just thankful to God that the cure isn't Brendan Schaub's comedy special, because there's nothing worse than that. Right? So I don't know. I really try to need to. Speaking of, let's surprise you my last Brendan Schaub one until I think of another one. But you know, I've actually been casted a role in a movie. I was excited about it. Like I didn't even, kind of just fell in my lap. I wasn't even looking for it. It's going to be a huge blockbuster too. It's got Vin Diesel, The Rock, and it's actually a spinoff. And it's actually it's going to be called The Fast and the Bi-Curious, the Brendan Schaub story.
Oh.
And so the only downside is I have to gain another 50 pounds to play Brendan Schaub.
Ooh.
So they want my face extra puffy. That's what they said. Yes, Adam, you know, my son, I was disappointed. I told you my son's basketball season they were going to be state champs literally in the regionals. They had made it to the final 8 teams. My 2 nephews are on it. They were brokenhearted. Their entire season got canceled. So I've been trying to make it up to him. And he said the other day he wanted this official, authentic Kobe Bryant jersey, you know, like signed Kobe Bryant jersey. And I was just like, dude, without everything that happened, I mean, can you imagine how much that's going to cost? So we were looking through on eBay, and I want to make it up to him. And I told him, I said, you know, I don't know why you want a Kobe jersey. Like, he's not even one of the best players of all time. And my son said, yeah, Dad, but he's one of the greatest rapists of all time.
Oh.
So, you know, and I told him I had to remind him of Bill Cosby, you know, or whatever. That Cosby's a far more prolific rapist than anyone thought about being. But I did see in the news, I was upset that 10 women have come forward. You know, 10 women came forward the other day and said that Bill Cosby didn't rape them, that they lied at trial or whatever. And to me, that's like so unjust, because no man who has raped 85 women should ever be accused of raping 95.
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous. So, did you guys watch? I assume you guys watched UFC 248. That was the last. That was the last live UFC with fans, correct? With Joanna Jędrzejczyk fought Wing Chili, or I can't remember her name. Weili, I guess, Zhang Weili.
Weili.
Something like that. So, although I talked to Matt Hamill, and he said he didn't notice any difference between that and the next event, which was odd. But no, I like Matt. He's a good guy. So, Joanna was fighting Wang Yi, and you don't remember the big hematoma on her head. And I couldn't help when I was watching that fight. I was like, God, I have not seen anyone give another person that much head since the last time Brendan Schaub was on Joe Rogan's podcast. So, Joanna, I don't know if you follow her on Instagram. I don't, but I'll pretend like I do for the joke. But I was watching her Instagram, and Joanna's she posted 100 pictures of her face all battered and beat up and just terrible. I guess she thinks she's going to get fans doing that, like gain fans or sympathy or whatever. And Greg Hardy actually saw that. He was quoted as saying, if posting pictures of battered women on your Instagram would get you more UFC fans, I'd have been doing it with every girlfriend I've had for the past 3 years. I don't know. So, you realize how awkward it's going to be for me to go to a UFC event if anybody sees this? You remember when Brett Rogers beat up his 2 kids? You remember that?
Yes.
Should have used War Machine for that last joke instead of him.
Yeah. Damn it. You know what? I actually did, and I forgot it. I had the War Machine top down. The War Machine said he could beat them all. But And then there was another rape joke, which I should leave up. Anyway, Joanna, you know, we're talking about Instagram. I don't know if you guys follow Paige Van Zandt, which I don't either, but she's been posting a bunch of naked pictures of her boyfriend or husband all over Instagram. Like, I'm pretty sure her followers aren't looking for naked. Did that baby just disappear?
No, go on.
So she literally disappeared. So, okay, she's been posting pictures of her husband or boyfriend naked all over the internet. And like, none of her fans want to see that. I can't imagine wanting to see it. Like, if I want to see naked men, I'll just go to church with Mayhem Miller. I don't know. And for real though, like, Mayhem spends more time naked inside churches than I did as 8 years as an altar boy at my local Catholic church. Like, I got molested. I don't know. Back to Van Zandt. When Paige first started training, I remember she signed with UFC, got a big money deal, way more than I was ever paid. And I remember they asked her where she was going to train. It was a big, thing in the news. Where was she going to? What camp was she going to choose, or where was she going to train? And she said the biggest thing that was most important to her, she wanted to train with men, and she wanted to be bigger and stronger than her. So it's always better to train with people bigger and stronger than you if possible. And which was odd when she still chose Team Alpha Male anyway. That was odd to me when she still chose him. Okay, lastly, I know it's Dragon. Speaking of Team Alpha Male, Uriah Faber and Bruce Buffer, I don't know if you guys saw this, Uriah Faber and Bruce Buffer announced some kind of partnership on this new MMA multimedia company. I think it's called MMA Surge, you know? I think it's a great, honestly, it's going to be a great partnership for both of them because Faber can stand next to Buffer and pretend like he's taller than 4'10", and Buffer can stand next to Faber and pretend like he's not staring at that hairy little ass on his chin and wanting to bury his face in it. Like, listen, I'm not saying Bruce Buffer's gay by any means, but let's be honest. If you kick that guy in the ass, 100 cops fall. So that's all I have for that. So
I love it. I love it. Give it up for Sean McCorkle, everybody. Sean McCorkle, killing it, killing the game. We're going to have you back on next week. More fucking jokes. I love it, brother. I love
More
it.
Brendan Schaub jokes, and I'll go 7 days without eating carbs this time, so hopefully I'll be leaner.
Nah, man, you fucking killed it. Well, thank you, Sean, so much, brother. I'll see you next week.
All right, man. All right, see you guys.
Take care.
Later.
Yep.
All right, that was Sean McCorkle. Yves, you're a tough fucking guy. Well,
he's a tough critic. He's just sitting with a do-rag like this.
Yeah, I was like, Yves, what's up with your resting bitch face during the jokes? There was some fucking good jokes there. Come on. The head joke.
We have a different sense of humor.
Oh, come on. I fucking liked it. Yves, did you like those jokes?
You don't enjoy lowbrow humor? Is that
Yeah, no, not really. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that was like one or two that like, I'm not shitting on him. Like, comedy is different for everybody. So like, it's just not my style of comedy. So I appreciate, like, shoot, I've done it a few times, and I know how much it takes to get up there in front of people and try to make them laugh, man. That shit's almost as hard as fighting.
I thought he had some great ones in there.
Man, your crowd work is the shit. When you work the crowd, that's when like I really start laughing.
Oh, thanks, brother.
Yeah, way better than your jokes.
Sometimes that's a kind of a backhanded compliment, but thank you. I appreciate that.
It's kind of a backhanded compliment.
No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, like,
you don't write down.
What's that?
So, fucking Tyler, I like everything that you're like. You don't write down, as long as you don't actually think it's funny. I think that's
if it's right off the cuff and you're just insulting someone, hilarious.
No, I hear you, man. It's 'cause, but I like McCorkle, man. McCorkle fucking cracks me up. He doesn't give a fuck too, which is what I like too.
Definitely doesn't give.
I can dig that.
He doesn't care, and there were some great jokes in there. First one was a little long, but then I think once he got into a rhythm, he fucking pop.
He's going in on Schaub, man.
Oh,
I know. He's trying to get back in the fight game or what? Trying to fight Schaub?
He hates Schaub. He hates him.
Where's
I
that?
can't even tell.
I don't know what. I don't know. I think he just Schaub blew him. I think when he was training Mitrione was like fighting Schaub. Schaub was a real dick to him, and he was like Mitrione's guy. And I think they just like, So I think he just doesn't like Schaub and yada yada. They have like a beef.
His meteoric rise in comedy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, all right. Well, yesterday we talked about some of the fights on May 9th on Fight Island. Gaethje versus Ferguson. Let's get your picks. Yves Edwards.
I can't pick against Tony Ferguson, man. I wouldn't be surprised, but for Gaethje to win that fight, I think he has to win by knockout early. And I know Gaethje's not one of those kind of guys that fades either, but it's he stays pretty even. The thing about Ferguson is the deeper, the bloodier, the more chaotic he gets, like the better he gets. You gotta put him down. You can't. I just don't see anybody grinding out a decision against Tony Ferguson.
Did you train Poirier for Gaethje?
What's that?
Did you train Poirier for Gaethje?
I don't remember if we trained for that one. I don't think so. I don't remember where I was when that fight was going on.
Okay.
Because he's badass, dude.
And then, Vince?
I feel the same with Edwards. Like, I don't know. I think Gaethje has a good chance of knocking him out early, and that's the only way he'll win in my eyes too.
Like first round?
Yeah.
First or second. First more likely if he should get it done, but
If he drops him once, it's going to be really dangerous for Tony because he's going to get clipped. We all know. Like, we already know Tony's going to get clipped. He's going to drop. He'll do some weird little back roll, scramble away to make sure he stays safe, but that can't happen twice, I think.
yeah. But the thing about Tony is his cardio. Like, cardio will help you recover. That's like Frankie, you know, he's a prime example of that. Just having really good cardio, that you can get clipped and you can come back. Eddie, you know, you can get clipped and you can come back and take another one and not react the same way or not, be damaged the same way. And I think Tony's cardio is just off the charts. He may get dropped, but he'll be right there.
Yeah, his recovery is very well because of that.
Yeah.
Ngannou versus Rosenstreich?
I'm going Ngannou on that one. I like Rosenstreich, but I just don't think he's ready for Ngannou yet.
I think I agree with Vince, and I also think that the two fights for Francis between Stipe and then Derek Lewis, I think those two fights like came together and taught him something, and he learned, because since then since the Derek Lewis fight, he's just shown that he's really started to grow. He's in his second level of growth inside the UFC, and you need a couple levels inside the UFC to grow. And he's within that second level right now, and I just think he has put more tools in his toolbox, and he'll be ready for Rosenstreich.
Tyler, same.
I think Ngannou.
Pettis versus Cerrone?
I think both of them right now. This is not the same fight that it was. What was that, 5-6 years ago?
No, it's not.
I really don't know. This is a fight. That fight, that's good for the fans. That'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. But both of those guys aren't who they used to be, and I don't know. I think because of that, I think maybe Pettis probably still has. He's probably in the back of Cerrone's mind, and Cerrone probably wants that. He's going to come out there and look for it, and if he gets hurt early or there's something that he thinks he can do, or Pettis does something to him again, I think he may not break, but I think they may intimidate him.
What was it? The first was it body kicks?
Body kick.
Body kicks.
He hit him in the liver or something a couple times, and it was just over.
Yeah.
Carla versus Karate Hottie?
Karate Hottie, man. Karate Hottie.
You know, I haven't been the biggest fan of Carla Esparza, and I didn't like her style. She's really boring. But then her last two fights, she's really kind of grown a little bit also. But I don't think she's going to be able to put it all together right to take out the Karate Hottie. I think
I don't see Michelle giving her the distance to go for, because she shoots from fucking 3 feet away and tries to grab an ankle or tries to get a knee tap or something and just kind of hold you. I don't think she's going to give her the space.
Yeah, I think
Vince against Karate Hottie.
Honestly, I feel like Karate Hottie has too many tools for her.
Oh, you went on tour with this girl, Vince.
I know,
You
I
guys
know.
with the troops.
I like Carla. Like, yeah, but I could say this. I want Carla to win, but I think Karate Hottie has too many tools.
Did you guys ever grapple together? You and Carla?
You and Carla?
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's it's a girl. She's
Did
small, dude.
you ever grab your balls and fucking? No.
Just for a scream.
All right. And then I don't even know who else is on the card. I know there's a couple other good fights on that card. A lot of really good fights, but
If it happened.
yeah.
Okay.
It happened. No, they're saying Florida. They're saying Florida.
When Bruce Buffer says it's time and there's somebody standing across the cage from each other, I'll believe that.
No, they're saying Florida, dude. Like Florida.
Okay.
Come on.
I got a serious question for you guys.
Yes.
You all Americans. If you could get rid of one state,
Louisiana.
and only one state, why would it be Florida?
I wouldn't get rid of Florida. I
wouldn't get rid of Florida.
I would give it to it's a toss up between Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. And maybe the Panhandle. We can shove the Panhandle in there.
I don't know. Utah is kind of weird, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Utah's
dude.
Utah's not a good state. I mean,
For me, it would be California and New York, so we could wipe them and start them over because they're getting fucked.
Utah's cool, man. Utah's a cool. They're good people. It's weird, but they're not trying to fucking. They're not racist. They're not like crazy. Conservatives.
What do you mean? Okay.
What? Utah?
I don't know. I don't know Utah that well, but I'm just
country.
like, how can like a place where like everybody's white, like they don't even know anything about anybody else?
They're all fucking Mormons, dude. Have you ever hung out with?
It's kind of weird that like you can marry 20 people, but you can't eat sugar. I mean, that's sort of fucking strange. Like
It is. It's
They can't
insane.
eat sugar? They can't eat sugar?
It's no, because
Not
it's
even those like Mexican Cokes and shit you get at the store? Those are so
a
good.
body-altering substance. So you can't have caffeine, sugar, booze.
Oh, so no food then, because food alters your body. You know that, right? If you eat fucking all kinds of food, it'll alter your body too.
I don't know.
Where does the line get drawn here?
I look at people that are biggest fans of my comedy, like where I do well, and there's like one comedy club in Utah, and you got to be totally clean there.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No cursing?
No, they would like nothing offensive. And I'm
Adam's
just
never gonna perform there.
What kind of people are these? I mean, I guess they're happy, but it's just strange. It's just strange.
So they still have.
I guess they're happy.
State liquor stores. You want to buy
Yeah, nothing offends them.
But I did a college conference one time.
That's because there's laws, so you can't say anything to offend them.
They booked me before they saw me. They saw my 20 minutes and then unbooked me at this college. like I was better off not performing. And they were like, oh, this is so offensive. And then they did like forward handstands for like an hour to get high. I'm like, guys, just fucking smoke a joint, or you don't have to do somersaults for 6 hours. There's other ways to like enjoy your life,
Get around in a chair really fast.
They're just a peaceful tribe, bro. You just gotta understand them, okay?
I don't know. Mormons. I mean, Dennis Rodman was like, this is the weirdest place ever. They all booed him because he was like, this is strange.
Oh, Dennis Rodman thinks it's weird. It probably is weird.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman says
I'm not saying it's not weird. It's definitely weird, but like the people themselves are just like super nice. Like
yeah, they're nice.
There's
American Canadians. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's like
Two
Midwesterners. Yeah.
There's like two people in Utah that I would cut for, and that's Jeremy Horn and Sean O'Connor.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody else, I have no idea, and I don't know.
Well, now that we've offended Utah on this podcast, I'm just saying, what kind of fucking question is that? Talk about a question. If you could get rid of one state, what would it be? How are you not going to?
And why would it be Florida?
Why would it be?
Yeah, why Florida? Florida's actually not that bad.
Florida is the place where dudes like, where was that dude was eating somebody's face?
Yeah, it is.
Bath salt thing, yeah.
You look at like stuff that happened in Florida. You got George Zimmerman, right? And he got off. Then you have O.J. Simpson chose to move there, okay? And then you have the face eater. Then you have there's like houses that just go underneath the ground, like swamp holes.
And you got tons of anacondas and snakes that don't even belong in Florida living in the swamps.
You got Hector Lombard.
Alligators.
You got Hector Lombard.
And Hector Lombard's there.
Yeah, it is a little strange. There is some weird shit going on in Florida. Like the face eater was there. right? And then you had that like boy band. They all started in Florida.
You
And then-
can Google Florida news every single day for every single day of the year. There has been I forget. There's a website that you can Google like this date in Florida, right?
Yeah, but
And
that's
there's some
because they have
crazy
access
shit.
to the internet, dude. Imagine all the stuff we'd be seeing from Alabama if they could if they
They have the internet in Alabama.
Did you guys ever used to listen to Mark and Brian?
No.
What?
They actually, I think it was Mark and Brian. They used to have a thing called real or fake headlines, and they'd go to that website and read off Florida headlines, and they would just like two of the most ridiculous ones, right? And then they'll grab a fake one, and it's like, guess which one's fake, and you can never guess because it's just like such wild shit that happens out there.
No, then you got the fat guy who was molesting the boy bands. Remember that? That was out of Orlando. Remember that fat guy that like
The boy bands, maybe they wanted it.
yeah, like In Sync, and the fat guy that was like signing them all and then like touching them. Yeah, it is. Then you have
He
Lacey,
signs them and like gropes their face as they walk away.
they're like tell me why. They're making songs about it. And then you had Lacey Peterson, right? Fucking, she drowned her kid in Florida.
I'm gonna do that to the next person that asks for my autograph. I'm gonna sign it and I'm just gonna grope their
innocent,
face and
dude.
just walk
What are you
away like a
talking
creep.
about?
What? She's innocent.
They didn't find it.
Not Lacey Peterson. The kind of hot girl.
Peterson was Scott Peterson's
Yeah,
wife.
no, the hot girl that drowned her kid.
I know who you're talking about.
Whoa, that one? Was it Peter?
No, it was
Lacey something.
It was the Scott Peterson.
no.
Remember
Scott Peterson was the one who got missing from like Modesto.
No, Lacey was her last name.
Yeah.
Something Lacey.
Kid was
She's kind of hot.
hot.
Her kid drowned.
Didn't she get away with it though or something?
Yeah, she went to like a club that night.
Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony, that's what it
Lacey,
is.
that's what it was.
You got Casey Anthony. That's Florida. You have the Black Zillions. So I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Florida is nuts.
Florida is a crazy place. But if we're getting rid of a state, Alabama, Louisiana, or Mississippi.
No, Alabama.
Louisiana. You can't get rid of Louisiana. The food is good.
Daniel Cormier.
Good.
Louisiana's not a bad state. That's our soul state.
Yeah.
And you can't say Daniel Cormier, Louisiana. You gotta say Dustin Poirier.
Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Daniel
Poirier.
Cormier is San Jose, California.
Come on.
The last time Cormier been in Louisiana.
No, he just did that show where he went back to his house.
No, he was one of the floats in the parade.
He's one of the floats.
Anyway, listen, this is.
I still love that chicken video that he has, chicken and cake.
Yeah. No, that was, dude.
Did you write that, Adam?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
wrote
did.
that. I wrote the.
What was it, Dan Henderson? Dan Henderson one, the My Pillow.
I had the My Pillow, Dan Henderson, the old.
That was good
That was a
too.
good one, dude.
The My Pillow one was pretty good with Henderson.
Aaron Woodley,
It was so perfect. His delivery in that is so perfect.
I know, he's just so bland. It's so perfect.
And then I wrote the Uriah Faber one where he goes, "I got a butt chin, my chin can twerk," and his fucking chin starts twerking instead of "I'm the star boy."
Oh my god.
And then I wrote the Rashad Evans. That's my like '90s R&B where he's like, "Baby, we were fighting. I get so excited." Like it was a whole like.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot about his.
It was like 6 of them. I wrote the Mark Munoz. I'm a Filipino wrecking ball. When he's like, and then the history of Fedor's sweater. I wrote that one for Bellator. And then I wrote Dominic Cruz and Phil Davis as Pawn Stars, MMA Pawn Stars. People are trying to pawn. They were like not Pawn Stars. I wrote the Randy Couture Pawn Star one with Joey Varner, but the one where people were like something Storage Wars. MMA Storage Wars.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, Storage Wars.
With Cormier. Yeah, I know. I want to post them. They don't let me post them. Like,
Who doesn't?
the thing, they won't let me post them. I could post a link to the YouTube, but I can't like take the video and just put it in like my Instagram or Twitter.
Really?
And and that's what people like. It's so I know. It's just
You're Jewish. You're supposed to be able to write good contracts for yourself, dude. Come on.
yeah. Good luck with that.
There's a way around it if you like credit them or do something.
Oh, I tried. They're like,
There's a way
I
around
go,
it.
can I please credit you guys
Hashtag
and
repost.
just post a link and embed the video. I'll even put like I'll make a postmark. I'll like watermark it, and they're like, oh, it's good. Yeah, I'm like, all right, whatever.
That's probably just them being assholes and singing like bang. That fucked up.
But whatever. It's all good. I mean, it is what it is. I wrote the Randy Couture. Me and Joey Barner wrote Dear Vandy, the Vanderlei Silva instead of Dear Abby, where like you go to him for like advice. And then Randy Couture, divorce attorney. I helped write that one when he got
Oh my God.
9 times. Yeah. Then I actually wrote one for Stephen Bonner that never aired. It was Stephen Bonner going as Justin Bieber. Is it too late now to say sorry? I know what I put in my body. And he's dancing around like Justin Bieber doing steroids and like apologizing about it. But that was too controversial.
Oh my God.
He's
This
like,
fucking guy.
but listen, you guys have been awesome. Thank you, Vince. Did you have a good time?
I did. I always have a good time.
It was good seeing you, man.
Good to see you too. It's good to see you too, Yves.
You too, man. We got training.
See you, bud. Yeah, we do. I hope you're staying safe, man.
I'm trying. I ain't making no promises.
I got
me either. Shit.
mat in the garage.
You do? I know. I'm kind of like Sean though. Like if I need groceries, I go to the grocery store.
Big enough for one sprawl.
Same here.
I just go home. I just go do my shit, come back
I'm going to
home.
the grocery store.
But
Right
I'm a homebody anyway. They make me wear a mask now in physical therapy. I'm still doing physical therapy for my hip because my kickboxing gym's not open. So I'm only able to grapple and hit my bag at my house and do my shit at home. And then
where are you feel? Is it in like the back or the front of your hip?
It was the joint. It was my labrum in my hip.
The actual hip joint.
Yeah, so it was the labrum on my pelvis side. So it was like the cup. The cup.
So
labrum.
was it?
Yeah.
Was it like affecting everything or just certain techniques?
It was affecting everything with that leg. And I think it's honestly what kind of contributed to my back problem that I had when I fought Gregor. So before I fought Gregor, I kind of hurt my back, but then it was fine. And then I hurt it in his camp, but it wasn't too bad. And then I fought, and then after the fight, it was bad.
I remember
so
we trained during that camp.
Yeah, you remember that when my back was fucked up? So I think it was actually my hip, and then it was kind of contributing to that because all of a sudden my back wasn't hurting anymore. And then I fought Roosevelt. I was good, and then it was fine. And then in my camp, my back wasn't bothering me, but all of a sudden my hip just fucking gave out, and then it was like all this pain came back, like from my back and my hip and everything. So I was like, fuck, that's probably what it was. But the way I injured myself was I was arm dragging, and like when I arm drag, I fully commit, right? So like I'll kick their knee or their ankle. I'll either kick low on their ankle or their knee to get them to trip over it, right?
Right.
When I did it to a big dude, and he fucking like some dude that was like 2'4". I shouldn't have been rolling with him, honestly. I was in training camp, but I arm dragged him. He fucking landed on me, and when he landed on me, I was kind of like sitting halfway up on my left hip, and he just put all that weight on my hip, and like I felt like my hip fucking come out and then like suck back in. I was like, oh fuck, and then like it just hurt for like a couple weeks after that, and I was like, fuck, I got MRI, and I was like, yeah, your shit's fucked up. I had to pull out of that fight.
I gotta change a diaper. I love you guys so much. Stay safe, and let's do this again next week.
Yes, sir.
Take care,
Later, guys.
All right, late. Stay